That's a bright light right there.
Showbiz, baby, deal with it.
No, I got a hat. That's why I wear my hat. It keeps it out of my eyes. So. Hey, everybody, welcome here. This is great. I'm psyched to see all these seats filled and all these incredible musicians here. And the people who don't play music, you're in for quite a treat tonight because there's just some hot people here. We're going to finally get going. I'm going to bring up Mr. Ishak Kahn to start the show off. He's got... It's funny, I went on a hiatus. I hadn't made acoustic guitars in quite a while. But he got me when I was making the electric guitars. And I made this Rickenbacker copy for him.
Beautiful.
The color's gorgeous. And he's going to come up here and play it. So, welcome, Ishak Kahn.
Yeah.
Big feet.
All right. I have the same issue there.
All right, I don't have a level here, and I play kind of loud. So just give me the shush. Using this mic here? All right.
Yep.
Probably no louder than that, you're good.
Okay. That's right, we're thinking about the beginning of time. Can't leave you stumbling out of your mind. If you leave a place for this universe, she will sing back to you. So the verse in B flat. Relax and unwind. Don't need to call all your trouble behind. Mister, please don't talk about all the things you had this night. When you know what you wanted, yeah. The same old symphony, and I don't know what I believe. There's a truth that you got to know. All the things that you've been told have all been decided. Knowing how to swim or fly, even if you're staying dry, will help if you're spotted. I know that love is the power of love. Leave you stumbling out of your mind. If you leave the place for this universe, she will sing back to you this other verse in B flat. Relax and wind. Don't wanna leave all your trouble behind. Mister, please don't talk about all the things that's had in mind. We wanted trouble. It's the same old symphony, and I don't know what I believe. There's a truth that you got to know. All the things that you've been told have all been decided. Knowing how to swim or fly, even if you're staying dry, will help if you're spotted. Thank you very much.
Ooh, let's not have that. All right, so now I'm going to bring up a guy with a guitar that when I had to make this guitar, I was terrified because I was new at it. I didn't exactly know what I was doing, and then he wanted a different kind of guitar. He wanted a baritone guitar. Baritones are tuned down, I think, like a step and a half, a fourth. Think about that, you know. So, and he had a Loudon, so we copied the Loudon body shape, and he went and got the wood up at LMI, which is gone now, which really sucks. It was a great place to buy wood and guitar parts right up north of here. His name is Teja Gerken, and he's going to come up and play next. I will say a couple things about his guitar first.
You were show and tell?
A little bit. So, I guess you brought Sitka spruce.
Yep.
from LMI, and I'm going blank. It's
Peruvian walnut.
Peruvian walnut, back and sides, which is a really cool wood. It looks like walnut and mahogany, like
With a little rosewood in there.
ooh, rosewood. Yeah, it looks like they had a baby. So, anyway, I actually made the guitar, and then I was looking at it while I was sitting in my house where I gave it to him. I noticed the neck was a little not straight, and I was like, "Oh crap! This guy reviews guitars for a magazine. I need to like fix that." So then I had to learn how to steam the neck off a guitar too. So
Call it old crooked.
yeah, old crooked. Yeah. So he put me through the ring of learning stuff. And it's great. I learned a lot. So anyway, here he is. I don't know if you're gonna plug in.
Do we have a DI?
No, just, no, there's a C1000 right there. Or something
Okay.
like that.
Okay, are you ready to get up there?
Let's see. Knock over any guitars. Do you want me to help move that for you? I got it. You got it? Okay. All right. We need a little space. Yeah, that's fine. I can
Check, check.
Is that coming through? So, as Mario mentioned, this is a baritone guitar, and it's tuned down, usually down B to B, but I'm now in alternate tuning, so this is actually a low A. And sometimes I just sit at home on the couch and I just listen to that. Right? It's pretty cool. So once you have a baritone guitar, you have to figure out what to do with it. And I'm still discovering stuff I can do with it. I mostly use this in my guitar duo with a great player, Doug Young. And it's kind of like capoing down, so it's kind of like instant guitar arrangements if you're working with this and another standard guitar. But I just recently, I keep trying different things in my own repertoire. And I discovered that this tune that I wrote many years ago, it's a couple albums ago, and I actually played on a standard guitar capoed up, so this is totally different from the way I recorded it. And it's a tune named after an Italian review that I got for my first album about 20 years ago. And the early, this is back before Google Translate was very good. Not that it's that good yet, but when I translated the review, my favorite line was, it said, Teja Gerken plays with precision and emergency. So that's the name of this tune. Thank you. And big thanks to Mario for bringing this wonderful guitar, and what a fun journey it was to get from talking about it to buying the wood to seeing little pictures on Facebook of it coming together over the course of a year and a half or so.
Probably, yeah.
And actually, you know, I was looking at the label, and it's signed November 30th, 2013, so it's almost exactly 11 years old as of yesterday. So, it's the guitar with a birthday. How about that? Thank you.
So then it's the thing, all right, who's going to follow him, you know? But then I suddenly thought, of course, Ted Silverman. So this is Ted. Well, this is Ted's guitar. So I believe what happened is this is made of the same table leaf that Pam's guitar is made out of. This is made out of an old, probably over 100-year-old mahogany table leaf. And I will tell you more about that when Pam comes up. And I believe this is a piano top?
From Paul Griffith.
Yeah, so I collect pianos that are decrepit, falling apart, and I cut the soundboards out and I turn them into guitars. I also take the ivory keys off and I make the inlays, including usually what I do up there with my M. Oh, it does have the M. Everybody covers my M with their tuners. Anyway, or as Maurice calls it, the elephant. Anyway, here's Ted Silverman to play this gorgeous DeSio guitar.
You may have noticed, those who know me, that I've cut my job and gotten a hair. This was the first song I wrote after I got laid off from my last real job. Well, that's quite a ring. Just make sure I'm right. All right, this one's called Under Every Stone. All that I believe in, all that makes me me, vaporized by compromise, who I want to be. Dreams and wishes cast aside by circumstance and fate. If you knew what I've been through, perhaps you could relate. Can only blame myself, it's left me feeling burned. Try to find some peace of mind, left no stone unturned. Back out on the street again, burning another bridge, pushed aside while in my stride, did what they have led. So much time has come to pass, there's more left to blow. Waves will break upon the beach, tides will ebb and flow. Can only blame myself for the way that I was spurned. Try to find some peace of mind, left no tone unturned. Changing habits, changing ways, cleaning up my act, moving forward without fear, I'm on a brand new track. Well, sad, my worry is sacred and profane. Toss aside the baggage, start a new campaign. Can only blame myself, my timeline's been postponed. Try to find some peace of mind, I left no turn on stone. like the turning of the tide. It's just another lesson I'll be learning. With the turning of its tide, change your soul. With a little bit of luck, things will improve. And all that I believe in, all that makes me me, will come back when I get back in the groove. Get a brand new start. I'm back up upon that horse, heal my broken heart, fix the shit I damaged, own up to the pain, rise above, spread the love, break the ball and chain. Can only blame myself for things I never learned. Try to find some peace of mind, I let no stone unturned. Can only blame myself. This meeting is adjourned. Try to find some peace of mind. Let no stone unturned.
Ted Silverman. A couple things I want to say is, one is that Ted is like an unrecognized, like really great songwriter. I know him from playing in the Chaz Cats and the Bluegrass Boys, and I've seen him playing all this other stuff. But then a couple of years ago, he gave me one of his albums, and I was like, God, this guy's good. This guy's really good. And then he plays something like that too. He's brilliant. The other thing is the pickguard on this thing. There's nothing like that. You don't see that anywhere. What it is my wife Tina does pour art, where you pour the colors on a canvas that has silicone in it and things, and it all gets weird and psychedelic and cool. And we decided to have her make the pickguard. So this is one of her art pour things. I want to try with that on there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I'm going to bring up a trio. Two of the guitars I made, one of them is a bass player. And he had to bring his own guitar because I have two basses sitting around the house that I never finished. One of them is supposed to go to Ishak. He's got to give me crap about that. But his guitar, I'm going to quickly talk about before I bring him up. Actually, both of them. In my electric period, where I was making electric guitars, stopped making acoustics for a while. I don't know why. I made this. I got to like these Rickenbacker 620s. And I made this one out of walnut and stained the top green, trans green. And Jim came over and really liked it, but he wanted a 12 string. So Rickenbacker has this thing they do where they have the tuners here like normal guitars have, but then they route out the center like a classical guitar has, and they put the tuners right next to each other on the side. I think that's brilliant. You don't get a headstock this big that weighs a ton of weight. So when he said he wanted a 12 string, I said I can convert that. So I just converted it. So here it is, a 12 string. And the other thing, I also go through these periods where, because I can make anything I want, I suddenly stay up till 2 in the morning, look at the internet, and look at all this guitar. I think Ira calls it guitar porn. And just looking at all these different guitars, and suddenly I want one that looks like that. I want one that looks like that. So I just make. If you ever see my shop in my house, the guitars are everywhere. I made an SG, and it was okay. But then I discovered the single pickup SG. I actually made a couple of single pickup guitars, and I fell in love with a single P90 pickup guitar. So I decided I wanted one of these too, so I made this for myself. It's a beauty. I gotta make the back plate. A lot of my Les Pauls look like that. It's just something I never get around to. You know, out of sight.
Is it one piece of wood, or is it?
No, it's 2 pieces of wood.
Okay.
2 pieces
3
of,
pieces with the neck.
I believe it's African mahogany. The neck is a different piece of wood too. So I'm gonna bring up Jim Ferlin and Dave, and I forgot the bass player's name.
Jim McManus.
Oh, the other.
Two Jims.
Jim.
Okay. They're in a band called the Seratonins. Really great local band that plays around a lot, and they're gonna come up and do a song for you. So come on up. You might have to replug. Oh no, it looks like Ishak put you down. Go for it. Limbo, you got that stage.
Thanks, Mario. Yeah, when I asked Mario for the 12-string, if he could do 12-string guitar, he showed me this. And you can't really see it like now, but this green finish is what just I just
yes.
love it. And you see the great wood grain clean. It's beautiful.
Clean is good.
Okay, so I put little lights. Okay, little lights so you can actually see what you're doing. There's a button on the light switch.
Okay, is this the volume? Right over
If
here?
you can see it, yeah.
We may be the only-
I think it might be green, but.
Actor today that's not doing an original, but this is it's by the Byrds. Feel a whole lot better, and it has a 12-string guitar in it.
Should be
So
more volume there
I
now.
wanted to do this.
Yeah. That should be fine. Okay, you got your EQ right there. Like I said, there's that light so you can see what you're doing.
All right. It's not on, but I feel so much more secure close to the microphone.
1, 2, yes.
All right. So I'd say the 12th string is definitely the star of the show here, because it wouldn't make sense otherwise with one song to pick one that I sing lead on, other when Jim Ferlin's around. But this was the song for the 12th string.
Thank you, Mario.
Stay on your meds.
I want a 12-string now. There's room.
Can you convert mine? Good. I'm going to take this up the stage. Sure.
Should be ready for new orders.
Yeah, that happens.
You want to probably hold this up.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I'll go up in Yak and wherever I go.
That's so cool. Yeah.
After you. Don't want to trip and knock over something. Or... That was cool. So next, I thought I was trying to bring a woman up here because it's mostly a guy thing. There's a lot of guys here. This is Maggie Forte's guitar. And it's got all the abalone on the edge. It's so sparkly. It got a piano top. I think this... No, it's not. I can't remember. All the pianos, I never remembered what piano went where. Rob Powell gave me a piano. Anyway, I can't remember. I think this came out of a Spinet, to tell you the truth. And I got to be snobby about Spinets because they're not old enough. And I was worried about it, but this guitar sounds great. So I'm very happy it worked out. It's got a butternut back and sides, which is kind of like walnut, but it's blonde. But we stained it rosewood color to make it look like rosewood. Anyway, let's bring her up here. Here's Maggie Forte playing this guitar. That's the first step.
Thank you. You know, Jeff Pearson and Ira and Maurice helped you carry this in the rain, the piano in. That's all I remember about the original
Oh, then it's
wood.
Andrew Page's piano.
Yeah, so is it a spinet or is it not a spinet?
It was not a spin.
There you go.
We even have more machines.
And somebody asked me what year that was, but I don't recall. This is my buddy Jim Lawson up here with me. Jim is part of a really beautiful, another music community called The Hoot. And we were all at a memorial today, there's a few of us in the room, for a real sweet guy, Sweet Billy Saul. And yeah, so we came from that over here and had Jim come up and play this. I'm not sure I'm in tune now. So, who here knew Ira before he was making pianos? Did I say Ira? I keep doing that. No, Mario.
Pianos?
Oh my God, you guys, I'm so bloody tired. I'm gonna just shut up and sing. Obviously, that's what I need to do. Okay. Except it doesn't sound
It's okay, we
good.
feel you.
Do you? All right. Well, I'm gonna get it in tune now. Yeah, that's how. That's way out.
I think I'm in the wrong key, Maggie.
F sharp minor. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to. I got
It was a long day, guys. Yeah. I did tune before I got up, but you know how it is. Come on, those strings, come on, do your thing.
Tuning at the shop, Mario?
Yeah, but she won't let me go.
Yeah. Here we go. I used to play for whitewater rafting companies in Big Bend National Park. And this song is written, and the essence of it is the freedom that I felt there. It was amazing down the Rio Grande, and folks would come and go on both sides and swim in the hot springs, and nobody bothered anybody, and there were wild horses running, thundering through the canyons, and yeah. It's called Ghost Town.
Maggie, you're plugged in, right?
Yeah, I am.
Is your guitar turned up?
Yeah.
I think if you're thinking it's this amp, I turned this amp off. Are you looking
Whoop. Yeah, so it came on a minute. Can everybody hear? Yeah? All right. There's a ghost town down on the border I visit in my dreams. into horizon, forever down the Rio Grande. Things underestimated can surprise you in 100 ways. Geez, those mountains have magic. When you see, you want to stay. Magic they just give away. Call my ears of the open road. Bullets from the endless sky. Freedom is the cry that rocks me, unleashes my mind. Riding bareback, Gallet, Bonanza high. Memories of those wildlands call. 'Cause you don't ever forget what understands your soul. Was it the people? Was it the times? Was it the river, mountains, or the sky? Was it the slow pace that unbound my tired mind? What is the reason? What is the reason? So many reasons why that ghost town on the border won't let go of my mind. When I first laid eyes on those desert ruins, I surmised a tale of misery. Heard it was the closure of the mines in 42 made those towns so believe. Now I see there will always be tomorrows in this land of mystery. So all I hear is of the open road, bullets from the endless sky. Freedom is the cry that rocks me, unleashes my mind. Freedom is the cry that rocks me, unleashes my mind. There's a ghost town down on the border I visit in my dreams. Canyons melt into horizon, forever down the Rio Grande. Forever down the Rio Grande. Forever down the Rio Grande. Jim Lawson, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm Gerken. Cheers. That's a brand new one. I'm glad you like. Thank you. All right. Can't talk.
Don't forget your card.
Play that one again. Kind of comics in the audience here tonight. And Jeff's not even here. So, this guy's kind of a local celebrity, wise ass, can work on his own car. One of the few people I know that can do that. But this is the second piano top guitar I ever made. It's the second time I pulled a piece of wood out of a piano. I had a piano that it got severely damaged, water damaged, and I was going to take it to the dump, and then it occurred to me I should take the soundboard out and make a guitar out of it. So I made myself a guitar out of it, and I love that guitar. It's always in my house. It never goes out. And Maurice Tani liked that guitar too, and I only got 2 pieces of wood out of it because it was so damaged. He wanted the second piece, and I said no. That's all I got. That's the second piece of the piano soundboard. I want to make another one, and can't have it. And he kept asking me, I want that piece, I want that piece. And I finally gave up and made it for him. So this is the second piano top thing. It's Cocobolo back inside. It's the beautiful sapwood in the center. It's just, and tinted the edges too. I think also at one point I took the neck off because there was some problem with the heel.
Just about every piece has been repaired or when you order a Mario DeSio guitar, the longer it takes him to make it, the better it's going to be. So, if you
this one got really fast, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want it fast. You want it to be a long time.
So I took the neck off and rebuilt the heel on it. And then he came back to me and the bridge was having a problem, so we took the bridge off and replaced the bridge.
I broke the headstock.
Is this the third, fourth guitar I ever made? I think so.
It's down there.
I think so. Yeah. So, there's bound to be some problems. And I also see that now the lacquer's been kind of peeling off over here. So I keep telling him, you got to bring it back to me and leave it with me for 6 months so I can fix that.
You repaired the headstock.
Did I? What did I do up there?
I snapped the headstock off of it.
I don't remember that.
It's got the classic Gibson face.
Yeah, Maurice actually made me a stamp. He went to a place and had a stamp made that says DeSio. I think only his guitar has this stamp on it. Every other guitar has what he calls the elephant. It's the way I sign my name. It's an M. So, but that's enough gab. Why don't we bring the guy up here and let him play? Maurice Tani. Don't fall.
Don't fall. So where's this is the cable here? We're on. Oh. What are you looking at? Let's see. Ira, is this thing on?
Maurice, I think maybe push the cable in more. Something's buzzing there. Yeah, right.
Is this a momentary contact thing, or is it Ira, talk to me. It seems like it's on, right?
Yeah. Sounds good out here.
Plastic numbers are flicking. My old Timex is ticking. On the bedside table, inches from my head. I'm waiting for the radio, the last 10 minutes of the all-night show before the buzzer finally drives me out of bed. I can't bear to open up my eyes and face another day. This week has been tougher than I could ever say. I'd love if I could sleep until this pain's a memory, but I'm just too weak and beaten down to face reality. Hey pal, I need a favor, some help here if you can. I've no one else to turn to, and Slim, you've always been my man. There are all kinds of losses, but when you think you've seen them all, a new one shows you just how much farther you can fall. I thought this was the one I'd waited for. I thought I'd opened up the world, but now I've closed the door. Hey pal, I need a favor, some help here if you can. I've no one else to turn to, and Slim, you've always been my man. Would you go in for me, Slim? Take my shift for me today. I need a day of rest. When I'm back, I'll be my best. Please go in for me, Slim. I swear I'll pay you back some way. Cover me just one more time. I hate to ask, but really I'm begging you to go in for me, Slim. I'm begging you to go in for me, Slim. I know this ain't the first time, and probably not the last. You know I do the same for you I would have in the past. But you've always seemed to float on top, and I'm always sinking fast. I don't want to talk about it. In time I'll come around. I'm lonely and defeated, but through experience I found that losing makes you stronger than winning ever can. I'm the strongest of the strong men. I'm loser Superman. Hey pal, I need a favor, some help here if you can. I've no one else to turn to, and Slim, you've always been my man. Would you go in for me, Slim? Take my shift for me today. I need a day of rest. When I'm back, I'll be my best. Please go in for me, Slim. I swear I'll pay you back some way. Cover me just one more time. I hate to ask, but really I'm begging you to go in for me, Slim. I'm begging you to go in for me, Slim. I'm begging you to go in for me, Slim.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on.
You want it?
So here's our comedy hour. You all probably know Maurice. You all probably know Jim. Maurice and Jim recently, I'm so psyched, they became really good friends. They hung out a bunch. They did a couple of shows together. And then they wrote a song together. And I guess they filmed a video up in Portland, and I got to see the video, and it's just freaking cool to see two of your friends who finally met each other and then actually worked together on a song together. So, being that Maurice is already up here, I figured this might bring Jim up here to do that song together. So, get up here, Jim.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go on this side.
I'll talk about your guitar later.
Yeah, well that's good because I'm not gonna play my guitar on this one because.
Okay.
You're not going to play your guitar on this
No,
one?
I'm. Oh,
You're going to play my guitar?
No, you're gonna play guitar.
They both forgot the chords.
Okay.
What are you doing? Where are you going?
Well, I'm going to put this over here so I can look at this thing because I don't play this thing generally unless I've played it half a dozen times maybe, but so we can. But do we need
Just
this?
make it convincing, would you?
Are we using this thing?
I think so.
I'm asking.
Yes.
Give
So-
it to the best heckler in the audience.
We sent each other files before we got together. We both were playing Mario's guitars, and Maurice wrote the A sections and sent it up and said, I don't know, I need something. So I wrote the B sections. I can't remember how it goes, so.
It's a
I
great
was
song.
hoping you
Neither
would
one of us
remember it.
know.
Oh, but it's on. I put it on a record, and
Which is here.
I made vinyl so that I could get my exercise carrying it around, and I thought, Mario and Tina are letting me stay in their basement, so to pay for my Airbnb, if y'all would, if you have like a $15 bill or something you want to put in Mario's hand and take that, all the proceeds from that will go towards covering my bed. If you don't have a $15 bill, give him a 20, and it'll be good.
You just can't take a gift, can you?
It's so great. It is. You are a gift.
I'll charge you a coffee.
You are a gift.
Ira, is this thing working again?
It is. What is that?
Do you want to set this thing up to talk about what this song is actually about, or should
No,
we
let's
just
do it.
let it explain itself?
A lot of gabbing so far.
All right.
I have lyrics. Yeah, do that for a second till I found it.
Carry on.
It's about two guys drinking their troubles away. That was really quite a night we had this evening. We've left nothing on the table at this bar. But after all the hearty laughs and bitter grievings, not a thing has changed and still here we are. And all the years we've had these weekly meetings, these heavy conversations make me think. It seems like life hands us a lesson with each beating. Have we wised up or just had too many drinks? And I wonder, is this the weight of wisdom or just too many drinks? There are lessons to be learned, but we haven't learned a thing from experience or bourbon therapy. Oh, we've both been married men, but we're bachelors again. And love remains a mystery. Not enough chords in this song, Maurice. Our research on the subject is exhausting. We submitted it weekly here for peer review, but our findings are not worth the drinks they're costing. And our peers like us are fools. Yes, our peers like us. There are lessons to be learned, but we haven't learned a thing from experience or bourbon therapy. Those are the hidden chords. I've both been married men, but it was complicated then, and love remains a mystery. I'll never get this. I'll take care of the tab. If out this one's on me, at least let me get you a cab. It's still a mystery. For the full correct version, buy the vinyl that's back there for sale on the.
Yeah. Buy the vinyl, give Mario the money. It was a valiant attempt.
Are you? You should do a song.
I will.
He will.
When Mario says so.
When Mario says so. I'm tired of getting pushed around by Mario.
Yeah, I've been under your house, man. I don't want to hear about being pushed around.
All right,
Take it with you?
We'll just leave this one here.
No, you can take
Well,
it
you know,
with you.
James Nash may be
leave
playing
it
this
there.
one. So
Sure.
apparently he doesn't own a DeSio guitar.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how you're bending the rules all over the place.
It's my fault. Is this on? Oh, they didn't hear a word you said. This is nonsense. I said it was a comedy hour. I just freaking love those two guys. They're just so perfection. That guitar chord structure that Maurice is cracking out of there is like, geez. And then of course their voices, both their voices are just magnificent. So, what do? Who gets to follow that? I kind of thought, how about Pam Brandon? She's got pipes. She can compete with them. Actually, she sings with them.
Well, sort of, with Maurice.
Yeah, with one of them. You sang with Jim at the Allen Monkey.
I was in your band. What are
40
you
years ago.
talking about? I was in the first band I was ever in was you and Dan.
It's going to be a riot in the audience soon. Well, I'll tell the story before you come up.
You can still tell parts 2 of the story. I got part 1.
I don't know what the other story is. So,
I'm unsheathing the DeSio.
Pam has a house in the Lower Haight in San Francisco, and there was a fire in there, and she had a really old mahogany table, and it was destroyed in the fire. And then she had a couple of contractors work on the house, putting it back together, but at one point she called me and said, I really need somebody to come in and do all this little detail stuff. So I went into San Francisco, which I don't like doing, and I worked on her Victorian, and she told me the story of her table, and then she told me she had, I think, 3 or 4 leaves from the table in a storage unit. And my little wood brain just went, ooh, if you give me those, I'll make you a guitar out of one of them. And then you can have your table back and you can play with it. So she gave me these 3 table leaves. They're really, really old. They're solid mahogany. They were huge. And I went through all 3 of them and picked out the one that had the most figure in it, because some of them were just plain mahogany. Not that there's anything wrong with that. They're from Honduran. They're Honduran mahogany, which you really don't get anymore. They sell something called Honduran mahogany, but it's not the same as the original old stuff. So her guitar's made of that, and I believe we took a piece for Ted's guitar too. So they've got that also. And I think your top is a piano top too?
It is.
So she got, I don't know what piano, somebody's piano. It could have been Craigslist, could have been somebody we know. And she got, it's almost the same size, aren't they? I think they're Martin O's.
It's an old Martin 18 something or other parlor guitar.
Oh no! It was a Bruno, but it was really small. So I just added an inch to the center of it to make it a little bit bigger. But it looks like a Martin O. Like Basic Cities. But I'll shut up and I'll bring Pam Brandon up here to see if you can play her guitar.
Yeah.
I'm older than you.
Not by much, I'm sure.
Oh, I think by more than you think.
So the backstory to that is that I once went to this brothel in the Fillmore, and Craiglisting, there was this big sale at this former brothel in the Fillmore, and it was this 3-story house, and there was this madam named Doris who had died, and she had been a famous fixture in the 20s in the Fillmore, and all kinds of people had been to this brothel, and famous baseball players and jazz musicians and all this stuff. And I went there, and the place was pretty bizarre. I mean, there was like mirrored ceilings and crazy shag pile carpets and gold pianos everywhere, and I was like, wow. I didn't know it was a brothel at the time when I went there, but I later found out. And eventually I found this table, and looking around, there was this huge dining room table covered in a tablecloth and a bunch of stuff on it. And I looked under the tablecloth, and there was this beautiful mahogany table. I was like, how much for the table? And I got the table for a steal with all these chairs. And I loaded it all up, and as I was loading up the van, this guy saw me, this neighborhood guy, and he's like, "Oh, you got Doris's table." And I was like, "Doris?" He's like, "Yeah, she was a madam." I got the whole backstory. She died. So anyway, I got this table home, and a few months later, my crazy cousin from England came to stay with me, and she's the kind of person who reads your aura and tells you that your dead cat, is following you through the house. So anyway, one day she says, "That table in the dining room," she said, "the dining room, somebody came with the table." Oh, like, all right, yeah. She said, "Yeah, this lady, she's with the table." And so I was like, "Yeah, whatever, Debbie, you know." And then I had this roommate, Shanta, very sensible girl, engineer. One day she says to me, "You know, I didn't want to tell you or say anything, but I was in the dining room and I sensed this presence." And I was like, "Oh yeah?" She's like, "Yeah, this woman, I just sensed it out of the corner of my eye, and I looked and there was nobody there." I was like, "Oh damn it, that's Doris." Back again for the table. So, and then the house burned and Mario took the pieces of the table and made this guitar. So I give you Doris. And Ted, you have a little bit of Doris too.
You had no idea, did you? I have no strap on this guitar,
I'm looking for a girl at my house.
So I need to somehow make sure this thing doesn't fall off my lap while I'm playing it. Okay.
Is this okay? This sound good?
That sounds great.
Ooh.
You know, there. Keep it simple.
Might be a little loud. Okay. Your cheating heart will make you weak. You'll cry and cry, try to sleep. Sleep won't come. The whole night through. Your cheating heart will tell on you. When tears come down like pouring rain, you toss around and you call my name. You walk the floor the way I do. Your cheating heart tell on you.
cheating heart is gonna tell on you. Your cheating heart gonna tell on you.
You know, you make these things and then they go away and you don't see them for, I don't know, 10 years or something. And I do a show like this and I look around and go, I want that one back. That one back. Or I got to make one like it. So. Now, I have 2 more of those leaves in my shop. I have never seen anything of Doris or felt anything weird, but should I be concerned about that? I kind of forgot about that story. As long as we got heavies come on stage, let's bring up Mr. Ira Marlow, who has this club. Come up here. Maybe Maurice can run the soundboard and screw up the sound for him.
So I can't do it well enough myself. What are you going to say?
I don't know, I'll say a couple words. So Ira made a comment to me a long time ago. He goes, yeah, I want a guitar, but I'm going to wait till you get good. So he waited a while, and then I made this one for him, and it's had a lot of things happen to it, but it's still here and it's still playing, and he loves it. It's a Cocobolo on the back and sides, and it's got I think a Sitka spruce top, but not a piano top.
There's a 0 fret.
Has a 0 fret, which is so weird, and I think Ira designed this headstock because it looks kind of like an M.
It's an M, see?
Yeah. And Kenny designed another M headstock. So both of them were, I think we were sitting in a frozen yogurt place one night and they were drawing out, you should do this in your guitar.
Creativity.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, Mr. Ira Marlow.
What a great turnout. Thanks everybody for coming out. Oh, I forgot to EQ my Maurice, get to work. Are you back there?
I'm here.
Brighten my ass up. We have some musicians in the room tonight, right?
Yes, you better be good.
My question, which this song asks, is any of you guys like make it big? Well, this is a song about that, or the lack of that. And
yeah.
See, I'm not the only one. Get one chance to be the voice of a generation. When the world moves on and you find yourself with an open case in a subway station, you get one chance to be the next new Dylan. I had mine in '89, I'm out of touch and out of time and over the hill and bitter. Yeah, I'm bitter like a poison pill. I'm so bitter. That gaping hole you can never fill. Never, 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 never. Grapes so sour they make the worst wine ever. I'm so bitter. You get one shot, but you never got the memo. You had one low-level A&R guy, said he liked your demo. So you showcase with a dozen bands and you praise out there in the stands, but you never hear, what can you do? Reception will not put you through. You're bitter. Yeah, you're bitter like a goddamn radish. You're so bitter. Your style was just a fad. You should have known that when it comes to now or never. It's never, 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 never. you get nothing, and nothing lasts forever. Music today, it's all so bland and basic, but you knew the way. If it had just been you and not Rick Ocasek, you had the hooks, the looks, the blues and Joe. And all those songs of rage and risk saved somewhere on a floppy disk. It never should have come to this. It's all just vinegar and piss. You're bitter. Yeah, you're bitter as the ugly fact that you're so bitter. That nut you couldn't crack, you should at least have been the knack. But you were just not off the rack. You refused to run with the pack. Goddamn Nickelback, you're so bitter. It all comes down to luck and you're so bitter. And other bands all suck, and all the fans and all the tours. It was rightfully yours. Now you're stuck inside and lucky, stuck in line at Lucky with your Rogaine and your Coors, and you're so bitter. Not really. I want to say, it's so funny. I had this idea, which I still want to do, to have this podcast called Bitter, and I made this great logo with like this hand rising up out of this green mung holding a pick. But what all the musicians I've talked to, we all sort of agreed that nobody, the only people who were bitter, the people who were just going to make it for the sake of making it. But if you're really in it for the music, you'll always have that, and you're not bitter. You still love what you do, and it's all a beautiful thing. And this is a beautiful thing. I've decided from now on, I'm going to book only luthiers. Because look at this guy. This is fantastic. But I want to say, I moved out of this place, and I was trying to get somebody to rent my room, and it's not happening. I had a bunch of people say they're interested, and for some reason they all back out. So the other idea is to create a Monkey House co-op, because it's vastly underutilized right now. But if I could get a bunch of people interested in renting it on a monthly basis, I could actually make it pretty cheap and pretty affordable for everybody, but we need sort of a critical mass. So please spread the word, and give it up for Mario, who makes all these amazing guitars. And I at least am just in awe of everything he did. He makes amps, he makes his wife very happy. And so anyway, who's next? Who's next?
Great stuff.
I'm so glad you played that song. If I was asked what song you should play, I would have said that one. That's so great. That or the yoga song. Ira's brilliant. All the songwriters know how brilliant he is. He's amazing. I think I should bring a woman up next. We've had a parade of guys and just two women. Huh? Yeah, I know Pam was just here. But I was thinking of bringing Katie up. Katie Colpitts or Katie Cash. And this is one of those guitars where, if I had the chance, I would take it back. I went to the Lumber Baron in El Cerrito, and I asked him, do you have any really old reclaimed redwood? Because I'd heard people were getting water towers and beams and mines and making guitars out of them. Santa Cruz has done that. And he said, yeah, we got this big stick over here. And I forget where he said it came out of, and I went and looked at it. It was perfect. It was quartered. It was gorgeous, tight green. This is a piece of that. But then I also found, I don't even know where I got it, a piece of Honduran rosewood. And holy crap, this stuff is just gorgeous. I mean, get this up in the light. Just the way the grain just all peels out like that, the beautiful sapwood in the center. And it sounds incredible. I love this guitar. I don't hear them for a long time. Sometimes they leave, and I'm like, I wish I'd put more bass in that. I wish I'd put more treble in that. I don't know. I have no idea. And then they come back, and I hear them like, oh, man, I wouldn't do anything to that. That guitar sounds great. And I've heard so many guitars tonight that sound that way. I'm really happy that they sound that way. I always figure I must have made a bad one somewhere, but I think the bad ones are home. I think I got them. I didn't let them out of the house. So anyway, let's bring up Katie Colpitts or Katie Cash. Which one? To play.
first DeSio show. Yeah, and it's very exciting to be here because I've had this guitar for a very long time, and I feel extremely grateful. This is loved on the daily, so I'm going to do a song, have it tuned in open C. It's a song called Rise off of a record I did over at Fantasy while I was still open, with Julie Wolfe, if anyone knows Julie Wolfe, and yeah, I was blessed to have like Mike Sugar played on that album, and Don Richardson, and a bunch of Vicki Randall, and a bunch of people. I was born rich man. My father carried black gun in hand. Mother Mary came rushing in, guilt and blaming, whipping my sins. Baby, baby, the sun may shine, and I went down to the 5 and dime, put my penny in the jar. Out came Jesus, yes, and this guitar. Light shining down to save, it's gonna save my soul. Yeah, light shining down to save, it's gonna save my soul. Yeah, Mama always told me to stand up tall. Always got the wise man to break your fall. Yeah, riding, riding the wings of faith. 'Cause from the devil, yeah, yes, you know you wanna taste. And crazy, crazy, take you down. And no man's whiskey is death I found. Yeah, take me to the river and push me in. Take me to the river and wash my sins. Light shining down to save, it's gonna save my soul. Yeah, light shining down to save, it's gonna save my soul. Yeah, light shining down to save, it's gonna save my soul. Yeah, light shining down to save my soul.
Damn cool. Kenny. I'd like to bring Mr. Kenny Dinkin up here. He's got, I have the most DeSio guitars. No matter who you are, what you think. I have a couple friends who might have 6 of them or something like that. I have the most. You can ask my wife if you don't believe me. She's got me sort of cataloging everything. I think I counted up 30 what I call corporate guitars made by Fender or whatever the companies. And I've got about 49 guitars that I made around the house. That's not counting these ones that are here. And there's more that people couldn't make tonight's show. So, Yeah, they're in the house. They're upstairs, they're downstairs, they're all over the place.
You're still married?
Yeah, can you imagine? Yeah, I kind of say.
And that's in 30 years. That's what I was starting to say.
You're still married?
That's just 30
Yeah.
years.
Can I have the guitar first? Let me talk about this. Kenny has about.
I have 5.
He has 5 guitars. So he said he wanted a guitar, and I was like, I know what I'm going to make you. And he kind of had some ideas, but I was like, no, I know what I'm going to make you. I think I did that to, I did it to a couple of people. No, not everybody. Wait, was that Ira who said that?
Yeah. Maurice, again, him like bossing me around, right?
I might have told Maurice I know what to make you, yeah. But not Ira. He came and said, I want this guitar, but I want it made better than this company makes it. So, but anyway, so Kenny has a J100 Gibson, beautiful guitar. What are you doing back there?
Monkey down, monkey down.
Monkey down. It's one of the guys who wrote the drinking song. That's what's going on. So I saw that there's this, it's like a J185, but it's a J200 Junior that Gibson started making. And I was like, well, he's got a J100. That's the same thing, except it's bigger. This is a little small. It's a little more easier to deal with. And this cherry red, you don't see this on acoustic guitars. I was like, it has to have a cherry red top. And then it was Koa back and sides with the spalted, sapwood in there. If you really look at this thing, this has got just incredible grain on it. And flamed maple binding. These inlays are what Gibson does. I think they call them the cloud inlays. I will never do them again. He's the only one who's ever going to get these. They are so freaking hard to do. Making each one is hard because they're all different sizes, but then to cut the wood out around the little spires and stuff on it was such a nightmare. So this is the only one that's going to have that. Bring him up here, Mr. Kenny Dinkin.
Yeah, I'll pick. Do you have one of those brown ones I like? No.
The gold ones.
The gold ones? Or something like it. Hey, everybody.
There you go. I think it's a gold one.
Oh, you have a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Where do you get that?
Y'all gotta get the t-shirt. I guess I'm gonna sit. And I are not plugging in, right? This microphone will do the trick. Okay. Can you make me feedback a little bit? God, I can't see anything up here. Hi. This is my kids call this the lollipop. And Mario didn't show you the most beautiful part, actually. Look at that. Can you see it? Hold on, check off the...
The Art Deco fan.
Yeah, I love that. Okay. My name's Kenny. Mario and I played in a band with Mario for the last 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah. We've been playing 15 years, and we're recording our second and last record.
We'll see.
Story goes that when Simon and Garfunkel were recording their last record, Garfunkel had to go be in a film or something. He was starting his own career as a filmmaker because he couldn't write songs. So he took off, and that left a gap. There was one song left to do. So Paul Simon filled in the gap and wrote this song. Tom, get your plane right on time. I know your part will go fine. Fly down to Mexico. Or don't, 'cause here I am. The only living boy in New York. I can get all the news I need from the weather report. Gather all the news I need from the weather report. Hey, I got nothing to do today but smile. And here I am, the only living boy in New York. Half of the time we're gone and we don't know where. your plane right on time. I know you're eager to fly now. Hey, let your honesty shine, 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 shine now, like it shines on me. The only living boy in New York.
I love that song. I used to play that when I was like early 20s. I used to play that all the time. What a great song. He told me earlier tonight he was going to play a song for me at the show, and I was like, it better not be an ABBA song. Those of you who know us will know the joke there. And then he said, no, it's not an ABBA song. So I said, oh, is it Me and My Guitar by James Taylor? And he didn't respond to that, but I figured he doesn't know that song. Nobody knows that song. So it
I
wasn't.
know that song.
Who knows that song?
Jim Brumberg knows that song.
Oh, Jim. Well, Jim knows every song. So,
I did not know James Taylor.
yeah, it's off the,
Walking Man.
I think it is off the Walking Man album. Great song. Great song. As a matter of fact, let's bring Jim up here. He's got a beautiful guitar. His guitar went through changes. I love talking about his guitar because,
This is a liability right
you know, sometimes you make it and they go away with it. You never hear from them again until they come to the show. And then sometimes you make it and something goes wrong and it comes back and you fix it and then it goes back out to them again and you get a chance to see it again, which is cool. Or I have people come to me all the time for a tune-up, like the action's up a little bit on it or something. Or, so I do that a lot.
It's got strings attached.
It should.
Because I
So-
actually use it all the time.
When I made this guitar, I heard about this wood called torrefied wood. And what it is they will take like Sitka spruce, a typical wood for the top of the guitar, and they'll put it in an airtight kiln and they'll bake it at like 240 degrees for a couple of hours. And that makes all the resins and all the moisture in the wood crystallize and become hard. And the top is much more responsive and much more brilliant with that technique. They're copying old Martins that are 100 years old that they dry out naturally and do that. But they found this way to do it. So I bought a piece of that wood and I made this guitar for Jim. And then I found out later on that luthiers were complaining about it because it split a lot. And then sure enough, Jim contacted me. The bridge was lifting up and there were these two huge splits here, and I think there was a split up here. And I took it back and I was like, yeah, I really like the idea of that wood, but I will never use that again. So I had to take the top completely off and make him a different top. And I've been really loving Western red cedar for a top. So I made his out of Western red cedar. And he was like, you're not going to change the sound, are you? I love the way it sounds. I hope it's not going to change the sound. And it's like, it might, probably won't, but if it does, it'll sound better. Trust me, it'll be fun. So I did that, and he's got more of this stunning Cocobolo. Look at the sapwood on the side. And also, Kwame, who's not here, he got me a piece of teak because he wanted his guitar bound in teak. And teak is really expensive, and I told him, go to your boatyard and ask them if they got a piece lying around that they can just give you.
Your boat what?
Your boatyard.
Okay.
Because Kwame's a sailor.
I heard something else.
Thank goodness you heard something else. It keeps things interesting. Anyway, he brought this back, and I put it on his guitar, and I also put it on this guitar. It looks really good with certain woods. It's sort of this brownish mahogany color. It looks really good with the blonde sapwood of the Cocobolo. And I haven't mentioned this yet, but Jim's guitar has it. You can't see it here, but I came up with this idea to... I make what I call a spine. So I take like 3 pieces of wood and carbon fiber, and they're 1/4 inch thick, and they start up here. So they go all the way through here, through the heel, inside the guitar into a big C-shaped heel, rides along the back here, and then connects into the back end block. And there's carbon fiber material between that to reinforce it. Guitars tend to, the strings pull the body up and they pull the neck in, they move the heel. There's a lot of pressure on a guitar for all the time. So people have to steam the neck off and reset it because the action gets really high. And I came up with that idea to try to stop that from happening. I'm really proud of that idea. I think it's a brilliant idea. I got a preliminary patent on it, but my friend Roger said, don't patent it. It's going to cost you $8,000 to $12,000 to patent it, and you don't need to patent it. Just make the guitars. It's yours. So I forego the $8,000 to $10,000, $12,000 patent, which my wife was happy about. And he's got it. Several guitars have it. I think this other little.
This one has it.
Oh yeah, and Ted's had it. Another Cocobolo guitar with a piano top. So this has it too. Maurice says you either have a pre-spine or post-spine guitar. So. But anyway, here's Jim Brumberg to play the song that I asked you to play.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Hey, you're the boss.
It's Jim Brumberg.
I'm glad I have a post-spine guitar. I was making fun of Mario's fake East Coast accent.
Fake.
You've been here for how many years? 40. I saw you play at the Albion 35, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Nobody hangs on to an accent that long. I mean, Pam, born in England, doesn't have an English accent. Are you from Delaware?
Yeah, right, Delaware. That's it, yeah. All I have to do is say strawberry.
Strawberry.
Or my
I
name.
saw you say that.
How do I say my name? Mario.
Mario.
It's not fair.
I'm not sure if I know all the chords on this song anymore, but Mario made me feel really good about these chords once when he said, I can't believe you did that thing. And I'm not sure, I can't remember what part of the song it was, but yes.
Yep.
It made me feel so good about it that when I got to play with a bunch of Oregon Symphony people, they asked, well, do you have an old song laying around? And I said, well, my buddy Mario likes this one. So on that record that will pay for my Airbnb is a version of this song with the symphony.
Ooh.
Which was very exciting.
Streetcar spins around and hovers aimlessly, and all the fights in town could not unsettle me like our little our argument.
This guitar sounds so fucking good, Mario.
I'm listening to it.
It's just like warm and detailed and woody. And I've noticed the back kind of looks like the attractive spine of a beautiful woman. Doesn't it?
You lost the whole crowd.
I lost the crowd with beautiful woman's back?
You said spine.
The judges hold their cards with such expressionless contempt and disregard. It's just a nightclub of it all, our little argument. Streams of blue and red, they illuminate the bus. It's strange how the slain lay silent there in all the fuss. Well, she said it's sick, but I'm sure glad that it's not us.
Tonight the ocean air comes in and settles down and waits for us to pass, spinning fog around with our little our arguments. Thank you, Mario. This is an amazing guitar. I love it.
You know, that's a little guitar. It's freaking loud.
I just hit it really hard.
No, but his too. Some of the little ones, and Pam's guitar too, some of the little ones are really loud. Anyway, I'd like to bring Miss Deborah Kurtz up here. To play a tune. The guitar up here? A music stand? Yeah. Where's Iris? Where are you? Oh. Grab your guitar, and I'll grab Iris, and you can set up here. Yep. Music stand? For music.
I thought people like know their shit.
Go backstage and you get a dog.
We have everything here.
I'm a cat person. I'm not a dog person.
You just have growth.
Yeah.
There's a growth opportunity.
At our age, we don't like to hit growth.
They do.
Who's they?
Your wife.
Too many people can't see it. All right, here we go.
Perfect, thank you.
Let me tune it up, too.
I'm going to tell the same story about it too, but I always tell about this guitar. She's been to many of these shows. So we went to McBeat's and we picked out, they had a piece of East Indian rosewood there. They never have East Indian rosewood there, but we went in there one day and they had a piece. It was huge and it had these gouges in it. And the guy told me that, I asked him, what's with the gouges? And he said, well, you're not allowed to import that wood unless it's for trim. This is really weird. So they gouged the wood out to look like a column on a Greek building or something. But anyway, we got that piece of wood, and I made her this guitar out of it. East Indian rosewood. Only time I ever worked with that wood, too. And we made her husband, Kwame Copeland, a bigger guitar, the same exact piece of wood, so there was extra of it. And the funny thing about this is a loud guitar too. And what I found out, I guess I cut the sides down and sanded it down to a certain thickness. I wasn't done, but I forgot. And then I picked up the guitar one day and started to bend the wood for the sides. And I had a hell of a time bending it. It was really hard to bend it. And I got the guitar assembled, and then I suddenly realized I never thicknessed it. I never brought it down. So it should be like 85 or 91 thousandths of an inch to be able to steam bend the wood. And I think this was like, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch or 3/16 of an inch. It was really thick. You shouldn't be able to bend the wood like that. But I also found out, just from all the luthiers I met, the stiffer the sides are, the louder and nicer the top's going to sound because the vibrations don't weep off into the sides and get lost. The top gets to shine more. So accidentally, I made her a really nice sounding guitar. Deborah Kurtz.
Accidentally.
This is a new song?
Yeah.
Right.
I know that's what you're not supposed to do.
This is very
but,
pro.
In the spirit of meeting you like a couple decades ago.
Maurice brings a iPod pad, something on stage.
I'm so old school. It's really nice to be a part of this club. Thanks, Mario.
Glad to have you.
And I did say that there's something he needs to check out on this guitar, so it's probably going to go into the guitar shop afterwards. But
You'll see it in a couple of years.
I heard that Maurice. I heard that. Oh, that wasn't me. All right.
This song was, I was a couple months ago.
Whoa. Sorry, okay.
Oh, first of all, Kwame says hello to everybody who knows Kwame. He's in Seattle for work, so he couldn't be here. But this song, I was thinking a lot about being in the Childless Cat Lady Club, because that was in the news a lot. And so I started there, but it's really just about time. And it's called Who Knows? When I turned 45, I went down to the water to stare and meditate. My clock had run out, my childbearing years now out of date. Where did the time go? Spent indecisive. Was this another reason to me made derisive a woman? Diminished, well, who knows? See how the water just flows and flows. Who knows? Everything everywhere comes and goes, and you can't push a river. We try to fill in the blanks, 'cause it's hard to rest in the not knowing. Why am I here? What happened? Where is all of this going? Do we have a future? Are we all doomed? How do I fit in this great cosmic loom? Spinning and spinning. Well, who knows? Everyone comes and goes. Who knows? See how that water just flows and flows now. You can't stop. You can't stop or push a river. Pieces of a puzzle, pictures without a frame. That blue heron over there doesn't know my name. But we both stood on the riverbank, dipped in our toes, while the otter drank and the river just flowed, inhabiting time, inhabiting the unknown. And I may not be a mother, and I'm no bird, and sometimes life sure feels a little absurd, but I'm not alone in asking. Okay, you guys, you know what to do. Who knows? Everyone comes and goes. Who knows? See how the water just flows and flows. Who knows? Some go fast, some go slow. Who knows? Oh, here we go, and you can't stop. You can't stop, and you can't push a river. No, you can't push. You can't push a river. Who's next?
It's up to me. How are we doing on time, Ira?
We're fine.
I think we're doing really fine. I think we got extra time. I'd like to bring up Clyde.
Clyde.
Where are you?
I'm right
There
here.
he is. Otherwise known as Grandpa Clyde, right?
Yeah.
On stage.
Yeah, my stage name.
So he came to me, and he got a piece of that recycled redwood that I found. But Michael Stadler, who some of you guys know, he gets applause. He had told me that you really should look at Bubinga. It's a really, really good wood for guitars. It's not known either. And I went and found some of it. He got the only Bubinga guitar I've ever made. And
Why'd you stop?
I don't know. I have several sets at home. I just haven't worked with it. I have to say it was hard to bend. There were a couple of woods that was so hard to bend, like Paduk. I just worked with Paduk. I never work with that damn stuff again. And also Purple Heart. Oh man, it doesn't want to bend, and then if you do any damage to it, it's purple. How do you hide it with wood filler, you know? It's just crazy. So, this is really cool. He came to me, I think, after a show. Did you find me?
Yeah.
At a show and wanted a guitar. I think you don't have a spine. Oh, you do have a spine.
I have a spine.
You have a spine, okay.
I'm not spineless.
Oh yeah, there it is. It's my bad eyesight. Yeah, so he's got one of the spines in his guitar too. Let's bring him up and have him play this thing and show you how it sounds. Here's Clyde.
I can just use this mic on the guitar, right, Ira?
Yeah.
If I can get on the seat. So, as Mario said, I'm sometimes called Grandpa Clyde because I play for daycare centers and preschools. That's mostly what I do. This is not a song I ever play at a daycare center. I wrote this song a while ago when George Carlin died. It was a tribute to George Carlin, who, as you know, one thing he was famous for was the Pacifica case about his 7 dirty words. You know those 7 dirty words, right? Fuck, shit, piss, cunt, tits, cocksucker, and motherfucker. Last night as I lay awake, tossing, turning in the sack, I thought maybe some music would help me to relax. So I turned on the radio to try to get some sleep, but it seemed that every other word was covered by a bleep. Now I knew what they were bleeping out, 'cause I've heard all the words before. But someone out there thinks we shouldn't hear them anymore. They say those words are dirty, but I can't tell what they mean, 'cause I know what I am thinking, and I swear it's squeaky clean. Oh, fuck this shit, these motherfuckers make me wanna piss. One word's good, one word's bad, put 7 on the list, but they're just body parts and functions. Your mom's got a cunt and tits. How can they think a cocksucker is worse than a rapist? I find it most confusing where they draw the line. 'Cause shit, it seems, is dirty, cock a poop and crap are fine. Say screw, not fuck, say pee, not piss, it's really quite absurd. And even more confusing is how they treat compound words. 'Cause you can talk about a cock if you mean the kind that crows, and it's fine to be a sucker if you're sucking on your toes. But put those two together And oh my God, who knows? The children might be listening. Please say fellatio. And how come motherfucker gets its own place as a curse? When fuck's already on the list, does mother make it worse? You know, it's not like I mean to say that you and your mother have had sex, but if I was to say that, would that show more respect? Oh, fuck this shit, these motherfuckers make me wanna piss. Oh, one word's good, one word's bad, put 7 on a list. But they're just body parts and functions. Your mom's got a cunt and tits. How can they think a cocksucker is worse than a rapist? Now I'll admit there are some things that I think are obscene, like waterboarding, napalm, and profits from gasoline. But it's not the words that bother me, it's what they signify. 'Cause you could call a war a skirmish, but kids are gonna die. See, words alone aren't sticks or stones, they won't leave your bones broken. And the truth is still the truth, even when it is unspoken. So if you object to what I say and you don't like my tone, feel free to disagree with me, but leave my words alone. Oh, fuck this shit, these motherfuckers make me wanna piss. Oh, one word's good, one word's bad, put 7 on the list. But they're just body parts and functions. Your mom's got a cunt and tits. How can they think a cocksucker is worse than a rapist? Sing it with me. Oh, fuck this shit, these motherfuckers make me wanna piss. Oh, one word's good, one word's bad, put 7 on the list. But they're just body parts and functions. Your mom's got a cunt and tits. How can they think a cocksucker is worse than a rapist?
That was incredible. I wasn't expecting that. Man, the last time he played a funny song, but nothing like that. That was perfect. But you know what? We're going into a finale here of people that are kind of like-minded. So, except we also have a surprise guest going on as the finale. And I think we should bring David Gans up here to follow that. Because I think David can just like slide right into that, keep it going, and keep it funny, keep it socially critical. So I made David a guitar a long time ago. I think we called it the Stick of Taffy. It was bright, cherry red like candy soda. But then he heard Shelley Doty's guitar, who was going to be here tonight, but then she couldn't. Right here in this room. And he's like, oh my God, what is that wood? Why does that guitar sound like that? So I went and got him some unbelievable Coco Bolo. Like, when you look at the grain in this is what Brazilian rosewood looks like. And you could spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of that wood to make a guitar. You can't touch that wood. I've never touched that wood, actually. I've seen it. I've seen pictures of it, but I've never actually handled a piece. But I went to McBeat's, and I went through their huge stack of Cocobolo and just handpicked out like about 3 sets. This was one of them. And I'm freaking jealous that I gave this to you. This is so nice. And it's got David's side ports. Some guitars have side ports, I learned. And we did David Gans's logo as a side port. The top is piano, just like Shelley's. It's a cutaway just like Shelley's. It sounds freaking crazy good. It's got a spine. It's got the Art Deco fan up here, and I think down there. Yeah. Also, Ted's guitar has that. We forgot to show you that on his guitar. But look at that black streak in there. This is just crazy, crazy wood. I can't find this anymore at McBee's. They don't have anything like this anymore. And it's so expensive, I don't even want to buy it. It's just too much money. Anyway, let's bring Mr. David Gans up here.
Now, I got my first Mario guitar in 20, really, or it must have been like the 5th or 6th one you ever made. We were having coffee at the Nomad, Jeff Pearson and Mario May, I forget who else. And he said, my wife won't let me keep spending money on materials, so if you buy me some wood, I'll build you a guitar. And we went shopping for wood at another place that's no longer in business, right down there. And my old friend Bruce Harvey, who's been a tone woods dealer up in the Northwest for decades, I called him and asked him for some wood, and he sent down a piece of Sitka spruce for free. So I wound up getting a guitar made by Mario very early in his ascension to greatness. And
Greatness?
Great? No, that too. But that guitar became an heirloom. I gave it to my niece a couple of years ago with Mario's blessing. And she uses it, she plays for her son, and she's going to give it to her son. So at least one of Mario's guitars has already become an heirloom. But this is the one I have, and I play all the time. This song, if I had written this about 40 years ago, this might have been a hit single. Gilman in I-80, I was driving my car. 57 minutes, haven't gotten too far. Everybody's heading for the beach or the lake, a ball game or the circus or a naked parade. It's summer by the bay, summer by the bay. Traffic is a hassle every inch of the way, in every direction, every time of the day. It's summer by the bay, summer by the bay. Well, hating Buena Vista, I was riding my bike along with Mr. Mellow with the strain that I like. Annie in the intersection walking her dog. I turned around and everyone was lost in the fog. It's summer by the bay, summer by the bay. The afternoons are colder than the evenings, they say. Be sure to dress in layers and you'll be okay. It's summer by the bay, summer by the bay. Ordinarily there would be a Jeff Hobbs guitar solo, saxophone solo in here. Gentrified in Jingletown, sweating the rent. Too much money remaining when the money is spent. I'm sitting here in limbo till I make it big. I told my dog to drop the bone and find us a gig. It's summer by the bay, summer by the bay. I can't afford to move out, and I can't afford to stay. There ain't no place on earth I'd rather live anyway. It's summer by the bay, summer by the bay. I can't afford to move out, and I can't afford to stay. There ain't no place on earth I'd rather live anyway. It's summer by the bay, summer by the bay, summer by the bay. Man.
Okay, one more act and then we have a surprise. The next act is Mokai, who I've known for so long. I can't even get into it. He's a fellow paisan. Once in a while he comes over to my house and we drink wine and talk about woods and guitars. And at the time when I made Teja's guitar, I made Mokai a guitar too, and Mokai wanted something different. So I think we copied the Loudon body again for this.
No, this was the J185.
Okay. And Teja wanted me to have a baritone, but he didn't want a baritone. And then we were going to do like a semi-baritone, which is what Kwame got. And then he calls me and he wants a 7-string guitar. So I'm like, oh yeah, okay. It's an extra string. And which one's going to be extra? A deeper string or a higher string? It took a while to figure that out. And he kept calling me and telling me all these incredible ideas about the guitar that I was going to make for him. And there were times when I would hang up the phone and I go, this guy's freaking, he's like a physicist. He's really brilliant. And then I would think about it a little more and go, he's probably stoned out of his gourd and doesn't know what he's talking about. But we finally got it together. Look at the back.
Sexy.
Jim Brumberg, that's flamed maple.
Yeah.
So yummy.
Yeah, it's so yummy. Do you have a spine? No, you don't have a spine. 'Cause it's pretty spine. But Mokai also designed the bridge, which kind of looks like a fish. It's a really cool, unique design. And he designed the headstock too. It's got kind of an Elvis Presley haircut. So he's the only one who can play this guitar. Maybe Teja can play
It's
it.
also a wedge.
Oh yeah. So Linda Manzer, am I right, Teja?
Yes.
She created the wedge. So the guitar is this thick on the bottom. That's normally how a guitar is. But the part that you have up here with your arm over it is narrower. So when you look at the guitar this way, you can see that it's wedging. Yeah, so it's a little more comfortable. Instead of having a 5-inch upper bout, it's a little closer and easier to put your arm around. I think you're the first one I did that for. Let's bring up Mokai, and also James Nash is sitting in with him. He's a phenomenal guitar player. Maurice, we can use your guitar.
Just go on that mic. I'm going to plug in. You're going to plug it in? Yeah. So you're going to plug into that mic? Or? No, you're going to plug in with that there. Right there.
Okay. I don't think we've gotten the guitar plugged in yet.
Yeah,
Let's give it a try.
Here. And I'm going to use the little amp that's there. So one of the things about the wedge that I didn't know when I asked for that is it completely changes all the measurements for the front and back. The whole shape, if you imagine some kind of elliptical shape.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Rock and roll!
Rock and roll. What's going on with that, Myra?
Well, I don't think any acoustic guitar has been plugged in yet successfully. Sort of. Yeah?
Is this just a bad cable or what?
Yeah.
Nothing to do with me. I'm not plugged in. Alright. So I guess I'm not going to plug these in.
Well, we may need to mic.
Yeah, I'm just going to do the mic.
Hey, Ira, is there one more mic, or should I use this?
My rider specified a straight back chair. I think no stools was in capitals.
Is that plugged in or not?
Well, I tried, but we were just getting a lot of hums.
Yeah, I know, it was crazy. Well, there's you can plug in this little amp if you want, which is set on clean.
Amp was
Well, I can give it a try, sure.
Acting bizarre too.
Was it?
That weird little custom is a light.
Yeah,
so you
just
can see what-
where's the cable?
Looks like a very nice mic. So you guys know James Nash? Yeah. Good friend. Plays,
really worried
been
about
known
this.
to play some music occasionally. And
I'm worried. This is going to be a bust, I'm
Yeah,
afraid.
it's gonna be a bust.
I really think I might. We'll see. I apologize for this. I'm happy to play any guitar. I just don't know what any of them are. So, you want
no, contractually he's supposed to play that guitar.
Where's our host?
Is there another one that'll plug in easily, or?
Well, thank you. That was our time.
Oh yeah.
But this is tuned OPC, but you can retune it.
No, that's not going to work.
Or the SG. We can play the SG.
No, it's got to be acoustic.
That one has no pickup.
We're ruining the flow of the night. I'm very sorry.
James.
Yes.
Are you singing, James?
I think, yeah, but let's just do
want
whatever.
strap?
Okay. Ideally, I would have 2 mics, but whatever works is totally fine. Should I plug this in?
Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
plugs in.
Okay. By the way, thank you. Okay.
Do you want a strap?
Should I plug it into the DI?
Yeah, I'll get you a cord for the DI.
All right, here we
What
go.
about me? Do I get a
That's
cord
okay.
for
I'll
the
just
DI?
sit down. That's fine. Okay, see if
Don't make me tell another story.
See if that DI works.
Well, let me tell you guys, so James and I have been in the studio and we've been working on some tunes together. We released one of the songs that we worked on in August, so you can go out there and find that on the internet. And we're gonna just do quick selection, just a little. Jesus Christ! My mother warned me about being a musician.
Yeah. If we could get a little fire on stage over here, and a few animals sort of having fun over here. Okay. Would that be better than this? I don't know where this goes, but this is kind of humming.
Yeah, let's try this.
Okay.
Can't be worse.
Yeah, right.
Okay, thank you, Ira. Big hand for Ira. One guy trying to do all this. He had a guy that was willing to work for beer who was going to be like the stagehand, but then Ira couldn't afford the beer. So. Well, so far we'll be able to hear James.
Can you just find?
I don't think that's on yet.
Ira, want to get this other mic on? I'll start making PAs.
Am I in the house at this point with this guitar?
Yes, you can hear it. Mokai.
Can you hear that?
Yes.
Okay, I can't hear that here. So we're just going to do a little bit of this one song that we're releasing later this month, and then we're going to do a little bit of the other song released the other last month, a couple months ago. Ready?
Yeah.
So we're going to go with that first verse, Raised Up in the Hills.
I'm following you.
I was raised up in the hills, 7 miles out an old dirt road. Little cabin that my family built, nothing there was up to code. My family, they were outlaws, growing black market weed, living close to the land was their only creed. But I had to get away, I had to find out what the world out there was like. Learn about these people living so-called normal lives, pretending I fit in, walking on a crowded street, lifting over people living on the cold concrete. Well, I'm going back to Humboldt, where the hills are green and gold. Going back to Humboldt, where the hills are green and gold. Going back to Humboldt, where the river runs deep and cold. Going back to Humboldt, where it's quiet at night. Going back to Humboldt, where they treat me right. What I've got going on here, this is a regular guitar for the top 6 strings. It just has a low B note on it. And what that means is when you're playing an E, you have the 5 right there below you. When you're playing a D, you have the low D, like a drop D right there. And when you have a B, you have a B down below. So it works like that. This is a song I wrote that was in response to what's going on now, where everything's so crazy that us songwriters can't come up with anything that makes sense to say about it all. It's called I Thought I Had Something to Say, but I Didn't. I look at the world that's twisted like wine. Fate is opaque as a bottle of wine. Look at myself wondering in dismay, what can I do? What can I say? I wanted to give voice to my pain. I wanted to explain that it's not in vain. I wanted to tell it so I could comprehend without rationalizations that I hope to defend. Distill the meaning, the point of our existence, but the closer I look, the less it made sense. It all got blurry. The harder I'd squint, I thought I had something to say, but I didn't. I thought I'd write an expose to shine a light on the corruption, shame the profiteers and give them their comeuppance. I would put the lie to the myth of austerity and synthesize our era for the sake of posterity. Or pen a manifesto that could stand the test of time, a warning sign to those who come behind. I could mine some gold from the lessons I've learned, provide a roadmap to replace the ones we burned. But when the time came, put pen to paper, my mind went blank. I thought I was impossible. Well, I tried to write something worthy of print. I thought I had something to say, but I didn't. Revelatory and cathartic, stirring and prophetic. I found my own school of philosophy, so ostentatious of my own political party, so outrageous I could be a culture hero for the ages. Move over Plato on the top 10 list of sages. Right, resolve the unanswered questions, open everyone's eyes, reveal the secret to life, and win the Nobel Prize. Well, I fired up my synapses, results intermittent. I thought I had something to say, but I didn't. The greatest ballad ever written. You name's unwritten. I thought I had something to say, but I didn't. Some will get my meaning, others won't. You think you got something to say, but you don't.
This is beautiful.
In defense of Mario DeSio guitars, the sound you were hearing is the dying battery in that red guitar. That's why it
Sorry
sounds
about
so
that. No, are you
bizarrely
kidding me?
distorted.
The best thing about this red guitar is it's so beautiful. It distracts you while you're playing. Like you look down, like, wow, it's really red. This
Makes
is
you
beautiful.
look really fancy
Beautiful
when you
guitar.
play it.
Thank you.
You know, they make a guitar pedal called the Dying Bat, and it's meant to sound like a dying
Thank you.
battery. I don't know why anybody would want that. Anyway.
Hey, Mario. No, my.
Oh, you want it back?
I'll pack it on
Change the battery.
I guess so. Sorry, guys.
So, I wasn't expecting this, but I suddenly thought, what a cool idea. There's someone in the audience who I've known a long, long time ago, like in the late 80s, early 90s in San Francisco, the whole songwriter scene. And she was just one of the top songwriters that we knew at the time. She was so good, such a great voice, such great songs. And she went to Germany with Pat Thomas, and he had a kind of a record label, or he had a record label in Germany. She put a couple albums out over there. She was doing well in Europe, and she's back here now. I haven't seen her play in ages, but I suddenly thought, we were doing well on time tonight, and there's a guitar up here that I made that nobody's played. It's mine. So I thought, why not bring her up and have her do a song? So her and her husband, Eric, are going to come up and play a song for you, and that'll be the big surprise of the night. Can we borrow your guitar instead of the dead battery one?
It's low strings in D.
Low strings in D. There you go.
Here's a D.
Can I have your capo, Eric?
Yeah.
That works out nice because I've been just like dying to play some of these guitars.
Mario neglected to introduce
The low string is a D.
Sonia Hunter coming to the stage right now.
We're not done yet. Hold on, we're not done yet. Ignore the sound guy. He doesn't have enough to drink yet. So yeah, I was talking about this one. I mean, that Cocobolo, it's just insane. And it's I believe it's a piano top. I forget. It might not be. It might be just a flip guitar. Either way, Sonia and Eric are going to come up and do something for you guys, and it's a really big treat. I'm psyched. I had your album on like 2 weeks ago with the car driving into space and that one song driving up to some town.
Going north.
Going north, yeah. What a great song. What a great song. So, this is perfect. I think that one can plug in, Eric. And the chord's over here. And you could just get on the microphone here.
Okay.
With this one. Make sure Eric gets that on for you.
Alright. Here, let me just sit down.
Hopefully we got all the technical together there.
Not fall off.
Don't fall off.
Stool while playing.
Make sure you put her guitar mic on her. There's no pickup in that.
I do not know how to use this capo, Eric. Would you mind
Weird
putting it
one.
on? Fifth fret. Well, it's just
It's a weird one.
been a
There you go. Just tighten it out.
ooh. That's an open tuning. Oh my
Oh, is it?
God, this guitar feels so good. Wow.
Is it in a good tuning?
Pardon?
Is it tuned weird?
Yeah, it's got.
Want me to fix it for you?
Oh sure. Would you please?
Oh great, now I gotta deal with the foreign capo. I think I gotta figure it out.
So now I am gonna get my cut later, right? So I'm getting for this. Acting all wowed and completely enamored of your guitar. No, it really does.
Give me an A there, Eric.
Really fun to play.
you right after I do it.
Well, total pleasure to be here tonight. I just enjoyed listening to everybody. It's been so fun. Taking in all these interesting musicians, many of which I haven't heard before, and Mario's guitars. I was definitely one of the people that heard him before, that knew him before he was a luthier. You were like the cool guy that played at the Owl and the Monkey, man.
No, the Albion.
Right?
Exactly.
The Albion.
The Albion
Well,
was
but
more.
wasn't it pre-Albion? I mean, didn't you play the Owl
They
and
had
the
some
Monkey?
overlap.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking early, pre-Albion.
This is so hard. You gotta put glasses on to read a tuner now.
I think I think it was just drop D.
I miss those old days when you could see.
Wow, that's pretty.
That's Ted's guitar. Made from the table leaves with the haunted Adam kind of thing.
1911 World's piano sample.
What I want to know, Mario, is what do you do with the pianos after you take the soundboards out? Do they go to compost?
They go to the
carcass?
They go to the
piano?
Sometimes I burned them in my fireplace. Depends on what the wood is. Which fret did you have this on?
Fifth.
Fifth fret.
Aw, thank you.
Wow, this is an awesome guitar.
This is in tune.
It really is.
You want to try this one on yours? I think you're in tune. It's not good, in case you want to check it.
Oh, God. Wow. Okay, I'll stop wowing. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'll play. I don't know. I thought I'd play a song that I really would feel the guitar with, so and not be banging away too much because I tend to do that a lot on guitars. So I'll try not to bang on this one too much. And this is called. It's about my dad. We used to call him, or his grandkids called him Big Ed. And so I wrote this song in his memory because somebody had planted a redwood tree in his honor. So it's called Big Red. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's been 4 years to the day since you left this place. They pulled up your roses, left your jungle front yard dry. But there's a that was a stranger's saddest drawn out summer, but now the shade under Big Red. It's a July song stuck in your head, hummer. And I'm gonna sing it to the branches, sing it to the sky. I sing it to the sun, but my voice ain't that high. Oh, the shade under Big Red reminds me of your laugh, your melancholy, the greens and the browns, the upwards, the downs, your bed protected heart. You wrote about being a kid
the shade under her big red. It's a July song, a stuck in your head hummer. And I'm gonna sing it to the branches, sing it to the sky. I sing it to the sun, but my voice ain't that high. I'm gonna sing it to the branches, sing it to the sky. I sing it to the sun, but my voice ain't that high. I'm gonna sing it to the branches, sing it to the sky.
You guys sound so good together.
Oh, thank you.
So nice.
That guitar is hella fun to play, I'll tell you.
Every once in a while, two guitars play together too that work really well. Those two sound so nice together.
Thank you.
All right, thank
I
you.
think that's safe there. Oh,
Here, play.
yeah,
It's
Eric's
yours.
taking it out there.
Yeah, those two guitars really,
Oh my
they belong
God,
together. They should be playing
amazing.
playing together. That goes to Ted. Don't try to run out the door with it. He'll connect you. Well, that's it for our show. Thanks for coming down. You can put up the lights, Ira. And we'll do another one like 6 or 8 and 10 months or whatever it takes me to finish a few other guitars. Book another one. So thanks for coming down, folks.